Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a brand new report on the state of artificial intelligence in UK schools. And let me tell you, the results, they paint a really fascinating but also super complicated picture.
So, is it a teacher's best friend or their biggest headache? Well, a new 2025 report from YouGov shows that, honestly, it's both. The profession is caught right in the middle between amazing progress and some, let's say, serious growing pains.
All right, let's get into it. And we have to start with what is probably the most stunning number in the entire report, just how fast AI is being adopted.
Get this, 49%, almost half of all UK teachers are now using AI tools for their work at least every single month. I mean, that's a massive chunk of the profession jumping on board.
And if you look at the growth, it's just staggering. That 49%, it's up from just 33% last year. The speed of this change happening right now in our classrooms is just, wow, it's undeniable.
So, you gotta ask, why? Why the huge jump? Well, it looks like AI is actually delivering on one of its biggest promises, saving time. And we're not just talking about hype here. The data really backs this up.
Okay, check this out. Research shows that tools like ChatGPT can slash lesson planning time by 31%. Now, what does that actually mean for a teacher? It's about 25 minutes saved every single week. That's time they can get back, which is huge.
Okay, so far, so good, right? Faster adoption, more time saved. But this is where the story takes a turn. Because behind all these great numbers, the report found something else, a real crisis of confidence that's bubbling up.
And this quote from the report just hits the nail on the head. You can feel the internal struggle. Teachers are basically asking themselves, is using this stuff cheating? Does it go against what it means to be a good teacher? It's creating this really deep, emotional conflict.
And here's the number to back that up. A staggering 44% of teachers using AI for their main jobs say they feel like they're cheating. 44%. That's almost half.
And it doesn't stop there. That exact same number, 44%, also say they feel like they're not doing their job properly when they use AI. I mean, can you imagine? That's a huge professional dilemma to be facing every day.
So here's the paradox, right? This is the real tug of war. On one hand, teachers say AI makes them feel less stressed, even empowered. But on the other hand, they're wrestling with these feelings of guilt, of being a cheat, of not being good enough. It's a full-blown identity crisis.
And to make things even more complicated, think about the classroom itself. The power dynamic is shifting. Almost a third of teachers admit they feel intimidated because their students know more about AI than they do. That completely flips the script on who the expert in the room is.
So why are teachers feeling this way? What's the root cause? Well, the report points to one big thing, a huge gap. You've got individual teachers trying to figure this all out on their own, but there's just no school-wide strategy or support system in place.
And this chart really tells that story perfectly. The good news, the number of schools with an official AI policy is up to 52%. That's progress. But the bad news is that means almost half still have no formal guidance whatsoever. Teachers are basically being left to fend for themselves.
And this might be the most critical stat of all, the training gap. Nearly half of teachers, 46%, have had zero AI training from their schools. It's like being handed the keys to a race car with no driving lessons. It's a recipe for anxiety.
So what do teachers say they need? Well, they're not shy about it. They're not asking for dense academic papers. They're saying, give us practical, hands-on training. Show us what works. Give us clear rules and some time to actually figure this stuff out.
And here's the really worrying part. This lack of support isn't just about making teachers feel stressed. It's actually creating a new kind of inequality. We're seeing a digital divide open up, where teachers in some schools get training and support while others get left behind.
Okay, so we've got rapid growth, a crisis of confidence, and a huge training gap. It sounds a bit grim, right? But what does the future hold? Well, the report actually suggests there's a path forward. It's cautious for sure, but it's also optimistic.
Because despite everything we just talked about, the stress, the feeling of cheating, teachers aren't backing down. Look at this, 68%, more than 2/3, plan to use more AI in the next year. They see the potential, even though it's a rocky road.
But the big debate is still raging. Is AI, overall, a good thing for education? The profession is completely split. You've got 44% who say the benefits are worth it, but then you have a really significant chunk, 36%, who think the negatives are just too big.
So how do we fix this? How do we get everyone on the same page? The report lays out a pretty clear path. It comes down to 3 things: real, practical training, strong support from school leaders, and basically, we need to completely rethink how we do professional development for this new AI world.
And really, this quote sums up the whole vision. The end goal isn't to replace teachers with robots, not at all. It's to turn AI into a kind of super assistant. Let it handle the boring, repetitive stuff so teachers can be freed up to do the human stuff, the creative, the empathetic, the inspirational work that makes a great teacher.
And that leaves us right here with the big final question. As AI becomes a standard part of our schools, are we going to figure out a way to make it a tool that helps everyone, that lifts all boats? Or is it just going to become another thing that widens the gap between the haves and the have-nots? Honestly, the answer to that is going to define the future of education.